how did you approach that? Did you have a selection of end users that formed a kind of an initial kind of user group that were feeding back, or did you kind of select across seniority, or was it just talk to us a little bit about how you kind of got that feedback back from the end users, if you wouldn't mind, Alessandro?
Yeah, we started with a technical instructor, so someone that has a very big knowledge of is a specialist of this job, but is also quite technology aware. He knows how to use basic technology, and we developed the first solution with him, getting feedbacks from him and getting marginal feedbacks from other users. Then in the second phase, we selected a pool of train inspectors, but still that's like in the second phase, selecting a pool of inspectors, but also always keeping in mind about the technology awareness, because it is going to be a little bit more challenging for people with, let's say, more aged or less technology aware. So
a few gray hairs in the beard.
Yeah, let's say like this. But at the beginning, to test the potential, to develop the first minimum viable products, we wanted people able to give us feedbacks in a fast feedbacks, let's say like this, in a very short time manner.
Do you think it was important to go, because if I've got this right, you kind of went from the existing process right straight to AR and the headsets, head mounted. Do you think that it was important to kind of go straight there? If you'd have you mentioned some companies maybe having tablets or something in the field, do you think that would have added just an additional layer, and that would have confused things even more if you'd have gone, say, from paper-based to phone or tablet and then to AR? Do you think it was better in hindsight? Do you think it was better to kind of just gone right and go from here straight to the head mounts, cameras, etc.?
Yeah, I think so. I think it would be better to proceed in a gradual way, in a linear way. It's going to be a huge step to go from paper to assisted reality. Yeah. I think that we are still using somewhere tablets, but we can really see the benefits, and I can tell you that it would be a huge step to go from paper to assisted reality.
That's a nice segue onto the benefits. You mentioned a couple at the beginning when we were talking about the drivers for the adoption. You mentioned health and safety, you mentioned improved productivity. What I thought was interesting was you also mentioned how you're able to kind of record some of the interactions as well, and I assume that's kind of working towards a knowledge base that can be implemented. What I tend to find when I'm doing these kind of interviews and I'm speaking to organizations that have gone in and implemented a technology, whether it be an FSM suite like the over IT suite or an AR suite like Space One or anything in between, quite often they'll go in with, right, we're going to approach this and improve that health and safety element, for example, but actually once they've got to that second, third phase of the rollout, a number of different, we can do this with the product. And I think that seems to be coming through from some of the things that you've mentioned before. Are you finding that at all? And I suppose I'd also say, what's the one big benefit that's made the shareholders or the executive board happy as well?
Yeah, as I said, once you start working, the amazing thing is that you are continuously finding out new ways, new opportunities, new ideas. But at the state of the art, in the actual conditions, we had those huge benefits of generally improved safety conditions, because you're working with gloves, you're focusing on the inspection, you don't need to enter data while you're doing the inspection, and that's a huge health and safety benefits. But again, the big benefit is the connection of the rail field worker with the back office, with the offices across all the Europe. And that's great point for us, because nowadays we didn't have that. Now we can inform every stakeholder, every people involved in the process. We can inform them about that wagon conditions, the status of the wagon. And so the railway undertaking that is receiving that wagon immediately knows the condition of that wagons. They can see the checklist, they can see the pictures, and they can see everything in real time. So everyone is informed with standard data and real-time data, and that is a huge benefit in our industry.